I think it's important because I think it's a safer environment for younger people, because no matter which high school you go to, high school is going to be tough. And I think this place is a safer place, and it just makes it a little bit more easier. There's so many people that you're able to talk through your schooling with, about your problems and your home life. There's just this humongous community of people that are looking out for you, and I think that's amazing. And you're able to choose your own classes. I think it's important for especially young adults to be able to choose their classes, and because then that leads where they want to go to career-wise, other than doing all these classes that you're not interested in, that won't give you any benefit in the future. You can choose and start to get your life ready, I think, as an adult. I think that the teachers need more training in autistic, neurodivergent and special needs young adults, because many teachers, people are often trained for kids, but of course the neurodivergent kids grow up and become neurodivergent adults, and we're not always going to be able to say what we need. So I think they need a little bit more training to understand us a bit better. I love how understanding the teachers are, and they will be patient with you if you don't understand something. And I like how you don't always have to, there's so many options other than just writing your work, that they adjust so much for you to make sure that you learn, and I find that amazing.
I mean, I suppose for me, because I didn't start out here. I started out at Adelaide High, and I was there until the first semester of year 11. So for me, it was just kind of like, it provided this alternative when regular school wasn't going so well, because I'd been in just, generic kind of school my whole life, and it just wasn't working. So I suppose the thing for me was knowing that there was another option, and that it might be better, it might not be, but it was at least another option. And yeah, so I think it's really important to provide students with that kind of that alternative to mainstream school that is often overlooked, I think, by a lot of people. Like, they just discredit it, but I think it's been really useful. Benefits, I mean, I suppose for me a big one is just the quality of the teachers at the school. So for me, I've had a lot of pretty bad teachers over the years, and coming to NASC was like a totally different experience. Like, I wish all the teachers at NASC were teaching me at my other schools, because yeah, it's definitely been a big improvement. Like, even just little things like teachers saying hi to you and just kind of like actually seeming like they care, like they're not just going to do a job and get paid. It's actually more than that, and I think that has been a really big benefit. And also as well, just the range of subjects that there are. Like, I mean, projection mapping, for example, is one of the subjects I do, and I'd never ever done that before as a subject. And so for me, that was like, I took it just on a kind of chance, because it kind of sounded interesting, and it's become one of my favourite subjects, and it could be a potential career path for me. So like, it's just little things like that. Like, I would have never thought of that as a career path, and would have never had the resources to actually do that in the past, and now I'm like able to project on buildings and like actually have an option for a new career path. So yeah, I think that's really cool. I don't know, it's like it's hard for me, because I've come from such it's been such a contrast between the schools I've gone to coming to NAS. Like, I can't see that much that's really wrong with it. I think the only thing that needs to be improved is there needs to be more schools like NASC. Like, realistically, we should actually have more schools that are doing this kind of alternative learning pathways. I think that should be implemented into mainstream schools, and I think the only thing that NASC isn't doing is like preaching what they're selling, kind of thing. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I love the diversity, like from everything, from teachers to the subjects to the students. Like I think it's just, I think you get a lot of like-minded people coming here because all of us, we're all combined in like by a common thing. Like we've all had trouble with mainstream school, so it's like we all share this bond, and I think the teachers have that as well because they, like, the teachers who come here are the ones who don't necessarily agree with the way that mainstream schooling is done. So I think it's just, I think that's the thing I love, is just kind of the sense of community around everyone here. Everyone asks how everyone's doing, everyone looks out for each other, and I think that's I reckon that's one of my favourite things about NASC.
I feel like it's important because it gives people an opportunity to actually achieve, something and feel like they're getting somewhere with their life. They can finish their schooling and in a comfortable environment. So for me, the benefits have been that I could finish my schooling in a place where it's bully free, and that's a big thing for me, considering in high school I struggled a lot. I didn't want to attend school because of the bullying and the teasing that I copped for looking different, and here I haven't experienced any problems at all, and I think that's amazing. That's kind of a hard question because I don't think that there's anything that could be improved. I reckon the school's constantly improving, constantly adding new classes, making the place more safe and more invitable for the students, giving them places where you can go and sit in the safe space, and just relax and be able to take time out when you're feeling it's a little bit too much. And that's been something that's been really handy for me when I felt a little bit overwhelmed. But I don't think there's really anything. It's doing really well. I love the flexibility, being able to tailor my lessons around being a young mum and attending to my kids, as well as schooling, and definitely the use of the crèche is a really big plus. It can be hard getting childcare and being able to afford it for the times that you are studying, so that's definitely a big positive for me.
I believe it's important that it exists, as I'm a mature age student. I'm 29, so being able to have something like this available is actually really good for me, because I've been able to achieve coming back to school and being a little bit apprehensive about it at first, but being here, the teachers are really encouraging and they really want you to achieve as well, which is great. So that's really made it easy for me to come back and want to complete my Year 12. Definitely a benefit for me, being, as I said, a mature age student and also Indigenous. So coming to this environment, being with different age students and stuff, it actually gives you a lot of I guess you could say patience, because you've got to deal with a lot of different people, and yeah, I guess basically just helps with your confidence as well. I don't believe that there's a lot that can be improved, but I think maybe having some like support group classes or something like that would probably be helpful. That way, like if people are going through certain similar things, like they might be able to find, help with someone else in the school and have a friend that they can talk to about it. Absolutely, just love being here in general. Like I feel more motivated and more, encouraged to come here and actually, be successful and do something, I guess, good with my life. I guess I just really want to get my Year 12 certificate, because it's something I've been working on for time and time again. I mean, I went to Para West when it was back in the old building, so now I'm back here again and I'm ready to do it this time.
I reckon it's important mainly for people between the certain ages that may have dropped out of high school or didn't have a chance to finish, and so that way they can come to a safe environment around mature people with no drama, come here with multiple opportunities to do certain things to get like stage credits and points, and to be in a good work environment. Because with me being my age when I dropped out of school, I didn't really have many options. People didn't really give me the time of day. And coming to NAS, I was surrounded by a bunch of people that were like me, mature, and especially having a daughter who was kind of flexible with that, with the creche, and they show you that you can actually do something with yourself and actually help you do your work, and they'll improvise if you work certain days or look after your child certain days. The benefits would be mainly like your SACE credits, meeting people, being social. Like the one thing I love about the school is being able to be social with people, and because I've got friends here, it's a lot easier to do your work. It makes you less anxious. Like it's smaller classrooms, just less drama, and just all around good school environment. So it's close to everything, especially me being a local, and I know the locals around here. I reckon more what are they called? SSO workers to run around the class and help not necessarily struggling students, but explain things sort of better. Because with some of the classes, things don't get explained as well as they should be. That's just in my personal experiences. I'm not the slowest kid, but things could be explained with a bit more detail, and yeah, just be able to explain things a bit better, so that way people don't kind of struggle as much, like especially with I don't know, maybe research project. Like it's simple, but at the same time it's complex. The environment, work environment, people, the teachers, they treat you like adults and not children, but they still look at you as students. The work, it's not too complex. Like it's not basic, but it's not hard. Like if you're struggling, like most of the time I'll try and help you out as much as I can. The courses here are really good. Like for example, the music courses, with the hip hop classes I did, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I ended up doing it for a couple of years. And they're just really flexible with everything. What I love about NASC is like the environment, people, teachers, treat like adults, not children. The fact that you can bring your children here and go into the creche, they can have fun at the little playground they got down there, and just all around the people. Like it's so calming. It's not stressful like school. You're not going to be going through that bullying or all other stuff like that. It's just so calm and collective, and yeah.
I think it exists on more than one level to both help students at the school that are falling behind, or help students that are having a hard time finding the easy way through all their lessons. It's a really good program that enables all the kids to get a fair go at the work, so they're not feeling like they're being left behind. The benefits would be you get personal one-on-one time with someone that you can relate with, someone that understands the situation that you're in, doesn't treat you any differently or in any way an outsider or a different person. They treat you just the same as everybody else, which makes you feel more comfortable in the surroundings that you're in, which also helps improve your learning. If you're in an area where you feel more comfortable, then you tend to have a better learning stride. You tend to want to go further and push yourself. And having the CLC program in place here at NASC has helped a lot of my friends as well, a lot of friends that I know that struggle with a lot of schoolwork. So having them in that program has actually excelled their ability to pass in their school grades, which I think is really, really good. I think maybe a little bit more of a hands-on approach between some of the teachers or some of the CLC coordinators and some of the students in the CLC program. But other than that, there isn't really much that can be done or adjusted to it because it's already working quite well as it is. I think the main priority would be to get more people at a younger age, more hands-on, people that are not necessarily in that age where they're sitting, say, late 20s, but more so mid-20s to early 20s. That way they can relate not only age, but personal life experiences with those that are attending the school at that age level as well. I love the teachers at the school. All of them are fantastic. They all help all the students out whenever the student needs help, and all of the teachers, they take it in turns to shout lunch for everybody, which is amazing. You get great food here at the school. All of the teachers are really friendly. They always try to get your point validated before anything else. They always make sure that you're comfortable in your surroundings, and if you're not, they remove the problem. Whether that be another student or something that's bugging the student in class, or even a bit of work that's a little bit too difficult, they actually get the time they need to make sure that they've got it all done, which is one of the things that I love the most about this school. I started last year just as a music experience student, and just in 6 to 9 months of me being at this school, I have gone from being very self-conscious behind a drum kit to being able to sit down with any musician I want, from pianist to bassist to a saxophone player to a violin player, and being able to perform my skills around their skills, being able to interpret what they're going to do musically and then put that through in a nice piece. That has been one of the biggest upsides to me being here through at this school, even with the CLC programming, is the fact that I've always had that help when I've needed it. I've never felt like I've been pushed away or pushed into a corner, which is one of the things that make me feel the most comfortable at this school, I guess. Making me feel like, yeah, this is a second home. So, that's probably the main reasons.